Is Nebal Farsakh. She is with the Palestinian Red Crescent Society. Thank you so much for joining us, Nebal. Can I just start by getting your reaction to what we saw today? More civilians killed whilst trying to gather aid.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. The Palestine Red Crescent Society is deeply concerned regarding the repeated attacks on civilians while trying to get aid. What happened today is just so horrific, as we have seen people being killed while trying to get food. More than almost 32 people were killed, along more than 200 others were injured while they were only trying to get food. This is not an isolated incident. It's part of a repeated pattern, as since the beginning of the new aid distribution mechanism in May 27, many attacks happened on civilians while they were trying to get aid. Almost 49 people in total were killed, and more than 300 others were injured, which is a process that was rejected by the Palestine Red Crescent Society, along with other humanitarian organizations, because it does not respect international humanitarian law. This new process also deny access for civilians who are in north of Gaza to get aid. It's kind of politicizing the humanitarian aid, while aid and having access to food is a right for everyone that should be respected and protected. Unfortunately, this new mechanism allows only for people who are in central Gaza and south of Gaza to have access to aid, replacing hundreds of aid distribution points with only a couple of ones. And this is the result. We see people being killed and injured while they are trying to get food, only few amounts of food to be distributed, not fairly, and not guaranteeing access for everyone for food, while, as we know, the entire population, more than 2 million people now, are facing severe levels of food insecurity.
Yeah, I mean, several international organizations, including yours, have long criticized this plan since even before it was enacted, for the very reasons that you're talking about, that it doesn't guarantee safety for Palestinians, that it politicizes aid, that it doesn't meet humanitarian standards. So we now see what this looks like. And I wonder, on top of what we've seen today, on top of yesterday, the UN calling Gaza the hungriest place on earth, can you describe how impossible, how dire the situation is? Is it even possible to describe it?
It's indeed impossible to describe it. We are witnessing hunger. It's no longer a threat. We truly witnessing a hunger. More children are dying because of malnutrition. More cases of severely malnourished people being admitted to hospitals, including pregnant women, children, as well as elderly people. The situation is extremely dangerous and catastrophic, as having access to food is the everyday challenge for every Palestinian. In Gaza, many humanitarian aid agencies have stopped even the distribution of a hot meal because their stocks are empty, and the prices, even if a few vegetables are available, just like so much high, no one can afford it. Just like if you want a one onion, it's almost a $30, $26, and people every day they struggle just to have access to food, or even to have one meal. We have seen people, they're not getting food for a couple of days. Parents are having to stay fasting without any kind of food just to save little food for their children. And the situation, as I said, it's even beyond catastrophic on all levels, not only in terms of hunger, but also in terms of the capacity of hospitals to continue operating under such situation, with almost most of the medications and medical supplies are depleted. So with very few resources, we continue trying to save lives, but the situation is honestly beyond catastrophic.
Nebal, I imagine that you've been keeping a close eye on the ceasefire talks. We know yesterday Hamas responded. They asked for some amendments. Doesn't seem like Israel or the United States are responding positively to those amendments. Can you just talk us through how important you see a ceasefire when it comes to aid distribution? How would a ceasefire impact distribution efforts? How much would aid be able to be scaled up in the case of a ceasefire?
Well, a ceasefire is a must. It's the only solution to get aid and to be able to deliver this aid safely. We call for a permanent ceasefire that allow all the humanitarians to work safely and move safely to deliver the aid to all the people in the Gaza Strip, in north of Gaza, central Gaza, south of Gaza, and everywhere. This is the only solution, a ceasefire and also the opening of all the humanitarian corridors of all the crossings to allow the entry of unembedded humanitarian aid to be delivered safely. Just allowing few aid trucks, it's not a solution. The new mechanism, it just making the situation worse as we see more people losing their life and being killed while they are trying to get aid. We need a ceasefire and we need an unembedded humanitarian access so we can safely do our work and deliver this aid to the people who are desperately needing it.
That's Nebal Farsakh. Thank you so much for your time.